Korea. What are you doing in Korea? Wow. Hello, Nargiza. Hello, user.
Okay, we're live now. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you are surviving this heat. So today we're going to have a chat actually about the new Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning with pathways in TESOL ESP. So I would like to talk about the Westminster International University in Tashkent. I joined this program since this year actually, and it's been really my privilege to join this fabulous team. And it's a very unique program, and I'm really enjoying being part of this new kind of adventure, I think, for everyone, for all of us here. So we have Elena Volkova, who is the course leader for this course. And we have Lobar Muhammedova, who is associate professor at the Westminster University, International University in Tashkent, as well as she's the module leader of one of the core modules in this mold in Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning. How we'll deal with the questions, Helena? What do you think? As we go, or?
I think we can keep the questions in the chat, and then after, let's talk, and then after 10-15 minutes, we pause and we take questions.
Great.
So it's not question answer, because we have something to say for our participants that we have prepared. So it's like a stop check that we will be doing.
Right, great. So that's the housekeeping, right? So you can leave your comments, questions in the chat box, right? But we'll stop from time to time to answer your questions, okay? So yeah, first of all, I wanted to start, I joined this wonderful program, and I want, first of all, probably everyone has this kind of question in mind: why do you have this course, right? Why is it there? How it actually evolved, how you came to the point when you decided that why it needs this kind of course, right? And I would like to ask this question, like Elena. So what's the history behind this course?
I'm so happy that you're asking this, because I was at the point of sharing it already in a separate video, but that's good that we are having this webinar today, because I want really to tell this story. If you look at us presenters, it's Nadira, myself, and Lobar. All of us, we've been privileged because we got our education from United Kingdom for one or the other reason. And myself and Nadira, both of us, we are Hornby scholars, so we were selected and awarded a stipend to study in the UK. Lobar was doing her bachelor's, and then she was doing her master's in the University of Westminster in London, also awarded a scholarship from the university. And all of us, we are here back in Uzbekistan. And I would recall the time when I got back to Uzbekistan after my study, and this was back in 2004, I guess. And at that time, I was a very enthusiastic and passionate and young professional, and I was so happy that I had that opportunity to get a British validated education from Britain, that I immediately had on my mind this idea that this wonderful opportunity of studying in the English medium institution, regulated by the English quality insurance procedures and according to the British curriculum, should be given to every teacher in our country. Because to study in the UK validated program is not only a privilege, but it's also a huge benefit, and it's a different philosophy of looking at yourself as a professional and looking at your students. That is why immediately after my return from Great Britain, in 2004, I joined Westminster International University in Tashkent, and we started to think how English medium teacher education can be brought from United Kingdom to Uzbekistan. And in 2007, we managed to validate a different course, which was a small brother of the course that you are looking at now. Master of Arts was validated just a year and a half ago. But before that, in 2007, we started with a postgraduate certificate of special study in teaching and learning. And at that point, I was happy, but I was not fully happy, because what I did in the UK was my master's. So I thought that every teacher should be given the same opportunity without the burden of traveling and without the burden of going through the admission process, which is cumbersome and which is costly. That is why the idea that I buried in my mind since that time was that once we should have Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning for teachers in our country. And this is how it all started long ago. And this is how the course is operating now. And we are so proud that we have it. And we are so proud that this is a unique course, although we have some equivalents in the educational market in Uzbekistan of TESOL. Though our course is different because it is very much focused around research agenda, because we really want to empower teachers to become researchers as opposed to skill development, which is the focus of different programs. So basically, Nadira, to answer your question, this was my dream, because I once in my lifetime benefited so much from learning from British professors that I decided that I cannot but do the same good thing for teachers in our country, because I really care about all of you, dear colleagues, and I really want you to engage with us and learn with us and change your life and change your philosophy with being at Westminster International University. Nadira, does it answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. And I really second everything what Yelena said. And that's the reason why I decided to join this program and this team, right? Even before coming from Canada, like Yelena was kind of, vouching me, inviting me to this program. So as soon as I got the opportunity and I came, and I'm really happy that I could join this program. Okay, so shall we proceed, Lobar?
Shall we,
Yes.
Lobar, do you think you can talk just a little bit to introduce our course?
Right.
Yes, I think we will do it briefly and then we better answer questions.
Okay.
So that was the history of the course, and we have you can choose among 3 courses in reality, which are in academic world is called pathway. So you can go for Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning, full stop, or Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning with TESOL, or third one with ESP. Well, ESP is the one which is only offered at this institution among Central Asian higher education institutions.
Maybe just a couple of words about Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning in general.
Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning, well, I will go.
It's for?
I'll skip
Who's
that.
it for?
So I'll come back to the that's for the teachers, and it doesn't matter where do you teach. So it can be school, private centers, universities. You can be even teacher just having a personal tutorship as well. So you can see the structure, and we have lots of our students are coming from different backgrounds. As I said, we have school teachers, so all of them. So it does not mean that you only have to teach in the academia at the university. So it can be other levels as well. So
And it
these
doesn't
are,
mean, yeah, sorry, it doesn't mean that
yes.
you have to be English teacher, right? So
No,
can be
not
any
necessarily.
subject, right?
For example, I am not an
Mhm.
English teacher. My
Right.
background is business computing and IT, but I did my PhD in pedagogics and did doctorate in pedagogics as well. But I'm not coming from language background, and it's actually for any subject related teachers. And we have finance teachers, math, music, physics, yes, history, well,
Library. Right.
yes, even those
Even
who are
library.
supporting teaching and learning,
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
as directly teaching.
Right.
So that's in the nutshell the course structure. So to give you an idea, what will you do there if you are going to be in the course? So it's about how to support students. It's about what to assess, and then of course it's dissertation, because our course is research based. That's one of the differences from, but if you compare it with similar courses in the country. So we do focus on research, and in particular in educational research. So first we go with you how to do research, what are the methods, and then on next year you write a dissertation with yourself, with your supervisor. And of course, depending on the pathway, it can be focused on TESOL or on ESP, or in general on learning and teaching. I think that's briefly in the nutshell about the course. Yes.
Maybe you can go back to our second slide about aims and objectives if we have some. Mm-hmm.
That's how we teach and how you learn. So that's we focus very much on educational literature and your own reflections. That's why we admit only those who already have some experience in teaching. Again, doesn't matter on the institution, but we have no lectures. I know that some of our applicants are asking us, when do we have lectures and how many lectures? We have no lectures. Everything is very much practical, and we do hands-on activities, we do metaphorical learning and teaching. So we read a lot. We enlarge our professional networking. We bring sometimes some people from academia who can share their own experience. And of course, it's educational research practice. So they focus a lot of what we do on what has been done in the area of education by scholars already. So that's how we do that.
And when Lobar says that we look at the research outcomes and we base everything on modern contemporary research, we mean that we will teach you how to read academic articles. Because all of us, we are members of the admission panel when candidates come, those people who want to study. And one of the routine questions that we normally ask our candidates, what do you read for professional development? And surprisingly, many teachers would find this question quite challenging, because very unfortunately, but teachers do not have time to read professional literature. Teachers do not have time for reflection, for structured reflection, for this matter. And when you are studying with us on the course, we will teach you how to operate with the literature so that the literature is not scary. It's not overwhelming and something that exists somewhere else beyond your realm of your teaching context. But this is something that really helps you to establish a very solid background for your educational practice. And I think this is one of the beauty of the course, that those people who come, they are very, very, if you want the word, virgin in reading educational and academic literature, but leaving us, all the students, they are very familiar with how to approach outcomes of contemporary research, how to compile bibliographies and references, how to find what is necessary, what is valid, what is not valid on the available sources. So that's basically what we mean when we talk about educational literature and educational research practices. Nadira, is there anything that you want to add? I think in number 4, you have all the experience from this year to share how we approach digital learning. Do you think you want to give an example of the innovating learning and teaching module?
Yeah, so I was the leader of the module named Innovating Learning and Teaching, Educational Technologies and Experimental Pedagogies. So we, the aim was to look at different digital, online, electronic resources and analyze them in terms of the underlying kind of rationale, you know, the what learning theories and learning and teaching theories they support, you know, looking at them, you know, critically, you know, analyze, critically reflecting on how they can be used in our classrooms, what are the advantages, disadvantages, what are the limitations, how we address diversity of learners, etc. So we as a course outcome, our students were able to set up their blogs, and as well as a course on LMS. So they of their choice can be Google Classroom, for example, or Moodle, Canvas, the Moodle, or the one we have our own internal Wyatt's Willabed, so like learning board. So yeah, which was kind of students could have the hands-on experience of creating some online course, right? And that can be used as either online or blended learning, or it can be kind of supplementary for their face-to-face classes. So as well as they could share the resources, the technologies that they are using in their classroom. And also we experimented with this, because the course itself is like that. So we had our classes mainly blended, so like some hybrid mode. Some of our classes were online, some of them were in person. So we've been negotiating this based depending on the topic and our students' preferences. We had these both modes in the module.
Okay, do we have questions in our chat?
You can also ask them orally if you want to. You don't have to type.
Blobar is asking how blogs affect students' writing and reflection skills. That's a question for research, right, Blobar?
Yes, because Lena asked me before what was the question. That's my response, Nadira.
That's the research of
Read the chain, yes.
Okay, no, it's research. Right, yes. Yeah, I didn't read Yelena's question. Okay, yeah, that's, I think, probably answers. Can students study online there? Madraima Zoda is asking. How do we answer this?
At the moment, no, because we validated this course so that we can see each other. We could create this atmosphere of belonging to the university. And we need several years to try it out, but we are already thinking about moving online. but at the moment we are only in the process. No, you have to physically be present at the university.
Mhm.
Fortunately or unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, because, like I think students still prefer this in person, as we found out, because, the face-to-face communication, nothing can trump, right? Face-to-face communication, you have this environment where they can discuss. Although I think our online classes also were successful. But still, I think we could kind of have this kind of blended hybrid mode. But I also want to say like that our students don't study every day, right? So they usually have, they come to us twice a week, right? Usually from 6 to 9 p.m. in the evenings. So therefore, all our students are working. So, and it's actually encouraged, right? So that they work, so that they have this teaching practice, so that it's easier for them to reflect on what they are doing. They have the context to focus on, right, and do their research. So it's not kind of, every day, or it's kind of the daytime, right? So you can combine your studies with your work perfectly well. Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked about tuition fee, so I have the page here.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it increased just a little bit, just a tiny amount. And this tuition fee that you see on the screen is for 2 years study for the whole course. And usually the students are required to pay once every semester. So you basically take this money and you divide them into 4 semesters. This is how it works.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Barno, this was your question. Who was that asking this question? Was it Barno?
It's user. I don't know who is user.
I think it's.
Mm-hmm. So, and students are required to accumulate 120 credits, right? Of the taught courses, and 60 for the dissertation, right?
Yes.
To be able to meet the requirements of getting the master's degree, the same way as in the UK.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that we can talk about? I'm asking the participants, maybe some other questions would pop up. The admission is open. We are recruiting students at the moment. If anyone is interested, first of all, we highly recommend people to visit our website and to read through the information that is available there about our course. And it's quite user-friendly and navigatable, so you won't be lost. It's within the postgraduate study on our website. And if anyone is interested, the admission is done online, admission.wired.us, and you need to download documents, the regular set of documents. It's a passport photo, it's a copy of your passport, of your diploma, it's language proficiency evidence, and it's statement of purpose explaining why you want to join this university. So, and then once the documents are uploaded onto the system, we have the admission office, and there is an officer who is overseeing and monitoring the processes of our course. So this person would be inviting you for the interview, and myself and Lobar, we are interviewing every candidate, asking questions, not difficult ones, about experience, about your awareness, and about your understanding of teaching and learning. And once this procedure is over, then the outcomes are given to our candidates and the process of enrollment starts. So that's It sounds a little bit cumbersome, but in reality, it's not very difficult. Okay, once you are set and once you are serious about application, it's not that difficult. And you can all the time contact either Nodira or myself or Lobar. You can do it easily through our, yes, this is the contact information, and it's going to be displayed on the video that will be uploaded on Mentor Hub, I suppose. Correct, Nadira?
Yes.
And you will be able to find it easily. So any one of us who can help with the admission process, can suggest, clarify the questions. Okay. Is there anything else, colleagues, that is of your interest?
You can ask your questions in any language, by the way.
Okay.
Although the language of instruction, of course, English. It's just, you know, if you want to clarify certain things, yeah, feel free to ask your questions.
If there are no questions, I suggest that we are coming to the end of our presentation, and what I want to do is I want to ask my colleagues, Lobar and Nadira, and I will also do it myself, to share one thing that is special about this course for you personally. Okay, and I think this is going to be a very good ending note of our presentation. So what is special about, what about full course? Barno is asking a question. Shall we stop for a second for the wrap up and answer?
Yes.
Can it be finished in a year period of time? Barno, no. Unfortunately, because we have dissertation, and our dissertation is very much grounded into your research, which assumes data collection and data analysis. And at the same time, you are teaching at your workplace. Our dissertation module lasts for 1 academic year, and it takes place in the 2nd year of study. And to be able to do master course within 1 academic year, you have to stop your family, you have to stop your teaching, you have to contribute to the course wholeheartedly, doing nothing else. So unfortunately, the full-time mode is not yet available because we don't have interest from the community, from applicants, to study on a full-time mode. Oh, okay, it's Lobar.
Yeah, can you voice that maybe? Yes, so the question was...
Right, okay. Okay. Yes, Barno, answering your question, you can study for 1 year, but then you will not receive master's. You will only receive postgraduate certificate in teaching and learning of 60 credits. This is 1/3, one part of the master program. You can study and then you can go away. You can leave the university with the certificate, not with the master degree. But this is possible also. It's going to be possible until 2025, so there is time if someone wants to study for 1 academic year. Okay, shall we wrap up? So what is special about this course for Nadira?
Well, there are several things, but most, I think, important for me, I think, is the team. We really have the team of people who, as Elena said, who got their degrees in the UK, right, and in the prestigious kind of universities in the UK. But also have an extensive experience of teaching, training, materials design, assessment in Uzbekistan as well. So I think that's a really unique kind of, that puts us in a unique position, you know, where we could kind of help our students filter kind of the information, right, and try to apply that in our context, right? So we have that, our team, I think, have enough expertise to be able to kind of compare the international standards, you know, the what's happening in the mainstream pedagogy around the world, as well as in Uzbekistan, you know, so that I think we have that very unique team, qualified, competent, and probably they are the, it wouldn't be modest, but the best of the experts in teaching and learning in Uzbekistan and beyond.
Okay, thank you for compliments, Nadira.
Yeah.
Lobar, over to you. So what is special about this course for you?
I'm not going to compliment my colleagues, and Nadira already did that, but for a long time I was working with undergraduates and sometimes with postgraduate students, but here what is valuable is you actually working with already professionals, and you see faster how they are changing and how sometimes it takes some time and it is difficult and very challenging, and sometimes we got frustrated, myself and them as well. Like sometimes we feel that they're stuck and I don't want to teach them, and they say we don't understand what you're saying and what you want from us. But there is this point of a break even, and then we do go through some barrier, and then when I see the results and they see the results, and most importantly how the practice changes, so that's, I think, most important thing. So actually by working just with small group, in groups we have 15, 17 students, with small group of teachers, we actually influence more people because they go after us and teach their children, students, some work with adults as well. So, and we do see that, and it can be very, very small because we have 1 million of applicants this year to higher education, and we teach just what 60, 70 of them. But still, I think that's the most rewarding part of a valuable part of the course.
Okay, thank you, Lobar. You have taken what I wanted to say. So I also wanted to mention this change in personalities and academic approach. But I have another thing to share, which is also very important and very special about this course. Among our quality assurance colleagues from UK, and the course is very well monitored from the University of Westminster in a first layer, but also from other partner universities from UK and from other countries. Like we have partnership with university in Arabic Emirates. And what is special is that our colleagues from UK, once we present them our results of the academic year, on numerous of occasions, they were asking us, team from Tashkent in Uzbekistan, whether we can allow our colleagues in the UK to use our ideas for their own classrooms, to be implemented with their own teacher students in the UK and in Germany and in Arabic Emirates, from all the country where our colleagues come from, which is the indication and evidence of a very high quality that we can produce here in the heart of Central Asia. And yes, Nadira, we should be proud about ourselves. And
True.
And that's basically what I wanted to say.
And what's probably Lobar said, like although the quantity is not big, right? But that's probably our aim as well, right? Not the quantity, right? But the quality, as Elena is saying, we're receiving hundreds of applicants, right? So that we're making sure that we're taking the right people who we think can grow with us, right? So, and it's not about having the the quantity of the graduates, right? So that, but we really want to have the quality, so that it's interesting for us and for everyone else, right, to work with, to learn from each other, to learn with each other, right? So and I think in that sense we're also unique, I think. So we're very selective, very competitive, right? So, and we go like deeper, right? So going deeper into reflecting on our practice, going deeper into theories and research. I think that's another uniqueness of the program. And people are asking, is it necessary, right? Dissertation? Yes, it's a core module as per UK standards, right? And that's a big plus, actually, because we receive feedback from some people saying, because they didn't write their dissertation at master's level, doing somewhere else outside of Wyatt, not at Westminster, but in some other universities, in Tashkent or somewhere else. So then it becomes a disadvantage when they want to apply for PhD, because many PhD programs, they require the applicants to have had the experience of writing master's thesis. So therefore, I think that's a big plus, that where our students can have all the support from us to learn how to do the research on that meets the international criteria, right? So that in international standards, that the Lobar is teaching the module about that, right? So it's not an easy course, right? Because like we were not taught, right, these kind of things, like research ethics, all these kind of all these terms and things to consider when doing the research, right? Being a bachelor's degree, for example, right? So, and I think it's a really important to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? If no, then shall we wrap up?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for joining us again. And then please help us spread the word about our program. And if you know someone who you think would be the best fit for our program, who can benefit, right? There are lots of benefits, I think, of this program. So you will have a deeper understanding of learning and teaching, right? And would be able to explain that to others, right? To justify your teaching practice, right? And others, and it can be a very good head start for your further research if you are willing to do the PhD in international institutions abroad, right? By the way, there are some people were asking me whether we have PhD at Wyatt. We don't have in learning and teaching. We don't have in learning and teaching yet, but who knows, right? We're working on it. So, so hopefully we'll have it. Yeah, thank you so much again. So please help us spread the word, and yeah, you can contact us whenever if you need further information. So you probably know my contact details, and I'll share Lobar's and Elena's. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Nadira, for organizing this. Thank you, Lobar, for sharing your experience. Thank you, all people.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
you.
Thank you.